Why'd you even call me up when I never wanna see ya? I'm just on my way back home, little drunk and alone, but I'd rather kick ya. Even though it's Friday night and I got no plans tomorrow, I could use a bam, 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 but it's not from you, cause I'm not that hollow. Baby, you could try to sweet talk all you want, but I ain't that lonely. Baby, let it be. Forget your rules, forget your shoes. I've done everything you asked, but I wasted time. Forget your truth, you're just cool. I swear anything's better than you. Catch you on the flip side, catch you on the flip side. So goodbye. Funny how it works sometimes. Yeah, we kinda hit it off at first. Drinking every bar in town, all the sleepless nights until things got worse. You're so manipulative, trying to convince me of the shit, but it didn't work on me. So, baby, let it be. You could try to sweet talk all you want, but I ain't that lonely. Baby, let it be, let it be. Forget your lies, forget your ties. I've done everything you asked, but I wasted time. Forget your hair, your dead eyes. I swear anything's better than you. Get you on the flip side, get you on the flip side. So goodbye. Maybe for once just give it a try. Listen to me when I say goodbye to you. Maybe for once just give it a try. Listen to me when I say goodbye to you. Forget your rules, forget your shoes. I've done everything you've asked me to do. Forget your rules, forget your shoes. I've done everything you asked, but I wasted time. Thought that I would be a bit at peace by now. Yeah, you're lying in the shadows of my room. Oh, always heard your voice, I forget the sound now. You're awfully quiet while I cry out for you. Oh, I know you don't have much to say, yeah, that's clear now. But I won't keep on giving you grace while my heart's broken. But you take the time away to clear your head out. But I had so much to say, and you let me get away still. Well, I still cry, I won't lie, but you'll never know if I'm fine. Am I alright? Well, you'll never know. You took this path on your own time without giving us a try. So we'll never know. You came into my life at the right point, and now you're leaving when it gets hard. Should've kept it straight from the jump. Why'd we come this far to get this far? I should leave it alone, cause there's no proof of you staying. Your mind was made up a couple months ago. Oh, now I know you don't have much to say, yeah, that's clear now. But I won't keep on giving you grace while my heart's broken. But you take the time away to clear your head out.
25 others as well. But yes, nice to see you.
Yeah, I love you.
Te amo, Tom.
Te amo. I love you.
You want a picture?
And I guess you want.
We have the name picked up.
Thought that I would be a bit at peace by now. Yeah, you're lying in the shadows of my room. Oh, always heard your voice, I forget the sound now. You're awfully quiet while I cry out for you. Oh, I know you don't have much to say, yeah, that's clear now. But I won't keep on giving you grace while my heart's broken. But you take the time away to clear your head out. But I had so much to say, and you let me get away still. Well, I still cry, I won't lie, but you'll never know, you'll never know if I'm fine. Am I alright? Well, you'll never know, you'll never know. You took this path on your own time without giving us a try. So we'll never know, we'll never know. You came into my life at the right point, and now you're leaving when it gets hard. Should've kept it straight from the jump. Why'd we come this far to get this far? I should leave it alone, 'cause there's no proof of you staying. Your mind was made up a couple months ago. Oh no, I know you don't have much to say, yeah, that's clear now. But I won't keep on giving you grace while my heart's broken. But you take the time away to clear your head out. I don't got nothing to say. How could you let me get away still? Well, I still cry, I won't lie, but you'll never know, you'll never know if I'm fine. Am I alright? Well, you'll never know, you'll never know. You took this path on your own time without giving us a try. So we'll never know, we'll never know. Feel good, won't feel bad tonight. I feel good, won't feel bad tonight. I feel good, don't care where you're at tonight. I feel good, you wonder where I'm at tonight. I'm at tonight.
I don't, but I'm so happy for you. I will.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old ones gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin. Beginning to fall from within. Today and not tomorrow. There's no time see the horizon in the far. Excuses were two for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a rage. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day to live. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today.
The places that'll be here, you cut through the noise. I wish I knew what you were thinking of. One last drink before it's time to go home. I had my chance, but I screwed it up once
Thank you.